Let's go and see what the old man is up to. Hey, babe!
Hey, Spencer, seeing you here.
What you up to, man?
What you see, I'm busy oiling the wheel on your car, man.
So excited. I'm coming to see it for the first time.
Yeah, what do you think? Check it out.
Wow, it's a beauty.
Hey?
Let me feel it.
You like it?
Yeah. So smooth, soft like silk. Love it. Wow.
So the old girl is just trying the steering wheel. How does it feel? You like it?
I love
How's it feel?
Love it.
Does it fit well in your hands?
Yes.
Okay.
And I love the smoothness.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
Awesome, man. I'm happy.
Yeah, but there's one thing that I'm just not so happy about. It's these bolts here in the center.
You don't like them?
No. Could we not cover it with maybe leather or? I like the brass right in the middle, but it's these three bolts. Okay, it's just this little center business here with these raw bolts sticking out. I'm not so taken up with them. I'm thinking maybe leather, though I do like the brass center. That's stunning.
You like the brass?
Yes, brass center's nice. But these, I'm not so wild about.
You know, it's funny you should say that.
Yeah.
These, you know what you call these cap screws?
Okay.
I didn't particularly like them either.
No. What about you can get things that fit over them? Like little heads.
I've got a better plan.
Okay, let's hear it.
You do know, you do know that I've been with you for quite some time.
Yes.
So I've actually already prepared an alternative option.
So you knew.
I think you might like it.
You knew that I would complain about the bolts. You knew that.
Well, I suspected.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you something else.
Okay.
So I made this thing. All that in the middle there. What do you think?
Wow, I love it.
You like it?
Stunning. Love it.
Yeah?
Absolutely perfect. Wow. What kind of wood is this? It's beautiful.
This is candlewood. You know candlewood?
Okay, I do.
Of course you do, eh?
We've got a couple of them here growing.
Yeah.
Let me think carefully now. Pterosalastris, what is it? Tricuspidatus. Yes.
Not bad for an old duck, eh? Latin and all. Okay, my wife knows her trees. She doesn't know her woods, but she knows her trees. How many species do you think we've planted?
Species?
Yeah, how many species?
300.
At least 300
At
different
least.
species. 8
Yes.
species, eh? And thousands of trees.
And thousands of shrubs.
Yeah, this is indigenous timber.
Yes.
It only grows in South Africa, candlewood. I don't know any. In Afrikaans it's called kershout.
Yes, kershout, yes.
So that is then, I think, in nice contrast to the yellow wood here, which is also indigenous.
I love it.
Eh?
I love it. I love it. But tell me, how are you going to attach it?
Well, that's the
It's
question.
problematic. But I love it.
What do you
Wow.
think? What about a single fastener in the middle, with a little brass thing that you like?
I like the brass.
You like it?
I like the brass, yes. Seeing as we do have to have something on this, I would have liked it just as it was, but second choice, we put
No,
it
I got to
in.
fasten it somewhere.
Yes, no. Yes, love it. That kind of affair, perhaps not so big, slightly smaller. Smack in the middle.
Particular you are, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Sorry.
Okay, well, babes, I'm going to have to do all that, so I'm going to kind of do my best to put it in the way you like.
Great.
And then we'll take a look at it again later.
It's beautiful. Thank you, babes.
So you're happy with the rest of it?
I think I'm going to go home and defrost a chicken quickly. And you'll have a roast chicken tomorrow for
You
lunch.
see my work has paid off. Okay, so the swimmer has departed for her forest garden kingdom. And I can now execute my new orders in the peace and tranquility of my rusty kingdom. Before we do that, let me quickly show you how I made this wooden disc. Candlewood is generally not commercially available and can be hard to find. I managed to buy a few logs at an indigenous wood auction when I operated a small sawmill many years ago. The wood is hard and heavy with a fine texture. It is quite difficult to plane, but it saws well. I'm struggling a bit to cut it here though, because the bandsaw blade is quite blunt. Note to self, pick up a new blade next time you go to Mesco Engineering Supplies. Yes, they even sell woodworking stuff. And no, I don't bother to sharpen bandsaw blades anymore. For some things, life is too short. Candlewood turns well and it smooths easily. Some guys will now say I am committing a mortal sin by turning wood on my metal lathe. I do actually have a small wood lathe, but the drive belt is currently busted. So whatever it takes to get the job done, man. Not often that I use the compound on the lathe. I'm just going for angles that look pleasing to my eye. I want to end up with a concave dish-like shape. Final shaping is done with coarse sandpaper glued to a piece of wood. This is actually an amazingly handy tool that can be used for all sorts of things. I have many different sizes with different grits glued to them. Now I work my way through various grits of sandpaper and final sanding is done with P400. Some Scotch-Brite for a final touch. And here comes the fun part. Some boiled linseed oil on a rag. Of course, serious wood turners uses all kinds of potions and waxes, but this will do well for me. Let's see what the grain looks like. Beautiful, man. One of the negatives of candlewood, it likes to make fine cracks. But I don't mind, it just adds character. I made a simple faceplate for holding the workpiece by welding a piece of pipe to a 3mm steel disc that I then just screwed up on the lathe. The wood piece is then screwed on with 3 screws, as you can see. Right, so to mount my wooden disc in there, I'm going to have to get rid of these cap screws that has turned out to be a thorn in the eye. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to countersink these holes, and then I've picked up these countersunk bolts at Mesco Engineering Supplies. I tell you, I've yet to find a fastener that they don't carry, and then once I've got that in place, my disc will be able to sit flush. Okay. I must say that does look a lot better than the cap screws. And now the wooden disc that the wifey likes so much can sit flush. Just got to figure out the way to keep it in place now. I could just glue it on, I suppose, but I don't know, that's a bit of a bush mechanic idea. It's going to make it hard if you want to take the steering wheel off. So no, I need to come up with a better idea. Now she did say she wanted a little brass disc in the middle, if I can remember right. So that could actually act like a washer, and I can stick a little bolt through there. But now of course my wooden disc is not flat across here, so my little brass piece needs to have that curved shape as well and be dished. So I'm just busy shaping it here in a simple way, using a ball peen hammer to get that dished shape into it. Yeah, I reckon there's enough crown in this little brass piece. Let's go see. Yes, that looks like it can work. So I purposefully used a ball peen hammer because I like that hammered look. Gives a little bit of contrast here between the brass and the wood. So I'm just going to polish this up a little bit and then we can put the whole thing together. A little bit of TLC here on the buffing wheel. So the plan now, this goes on there, then I stick this little brass bolt through that, and then I made this little plate which is slightly longer than the diameter of the hole, and tapped so that my brass bolt can screw into it. And the idea now is to carefully maneuver it in there with a sort of sideways action like that, and then tighten up the bolt to hold everything in place. Let's hope it works. Okay, so let's see. That needs to slip in like that. Yes, I just need to tighten it up and it will stay there. Grab a screwdriver. Looks like my plan's going to work. Lekker put, this is going to work great. Hey, credit where credit is due. The old girl was right. This does look a whole lot better than my previous attempt. So yeah, I'm very happy with the way it turned out. And when all is said and done, I'll give it some wax and buff it up with a little bit more shine. Actually way too fancy for what is just supposed to be a rat rod. But hey, if it makes the better half happy, as they say, happy wife, happy life. Thanks for your support. You're welcome to touch one of those thingies down there if you like, you know, the thumb and the bell and what have you. Thanks very much to the members of the channel. I appreciate you. Until the next video, have a lucky one, my brothers and sisters.
Whatever makes you happy, it just depends